Hey YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to go about starting your first ever TikTok shop as a seller. And I mainly wanted to break down this exact step-by-step process because a lot of you have been asking me, hey Kev, how do I actually start selling on TikTok shop? And I wanted to do the full breakdown. So as you guys can see right here, this is my personal TikTok shop. This is actually from an older product that I was running back in Q4, so December. And as you guys can see with this shop from December 1st to December 18th, I was able to make a total of $8,647 just on my TikTok shop. If we go over here and we take a look at my Shopify, on December, we ended up the month at 22.8K in total revenue as well, with a 2% conversion rate. So this was a fully branded store, and I was doing both a hybrid of TikTok shop and Shopify as well. And so in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to actually start an account. We're going to go through the product research process that I go through to actually validate products to sell on TikTok shop, because it is a little bit of a different ballgame if you compare it to, drop shipping or e-commerce. And we're going to go ahead and do everything in this video. So let's go ahead, stop wasting time and get straight to the money. So as you guys can see right here with TikTok shop, it is super untapped at the moment, super untapped market as a seller. Really, right now, affiliate is kind of going crazy. Everyone wants to be a TikTok shop affiliate, but no one wants to be a seller. And I'll be completely honest, with TikTok shop seller, you need 0 followers. You never really have to get in front of the camera because we'll leave that to the affiliates, our creators. And you're really only working anywhere from 2 to 3 hours per day. And so the main 2 key systems that we're going to be focusing on here is going to be organic marketing and TikTok shop affiliates. So when it comes to organic marketing, we're going to be going ahead and taking care of some of the first couple of videos that we're going to be posting on the account. And so we're going to be using validated winning concepts to go ahead and blow up our new product. But on top of that, right, this is where we go ahead and get into the whole delegation process where we find TikTok shop affiliates to sell our products for us. So if you ever saw a video like this on your For You page, whether it was on TikTok or Instagram, really, this is what you would call affiliate marketing, right? And so this is when people, influencers, UGC creators are selling the product for you, so you don't have to get in front of the camera, right? I don't like to show my face on camera, even though I have a YouTube, but when it comes to my brands, I'll keep that to my creators. And so now we're gonna go ahead and focus on how to actually register as a seller. So it's pretty straightforward. All you wanna do is go to seller.tiktok.com. Then you wanna sign up with your email. You wanna verify your ID, your address, last 4 digits of your SSN, your shop name, and category. That's really it. You don't necessarily need an LLC. You could just go ahead and consider yourself like a sole proprietor, sole prop, and you're good to go. Obviously, as you scale more and more and more with that brand, it would be a good idea to start an LLC and really go legit, okay? So in terms of our checklist, right, we went ahead and signed up for TikTok shop seller. Now it's going to be a matter of finding a winning product, right? This is absolutely huge. Okay. So how do we find winning products? How do we know they will sell? So unless you have a really good eye for winning products and been in the game for long enough, you're really not going to know this. Okay. So the main key thing here is going to be the TikTok and IG burner method. So like I mentioned, picking the right product is absolutely huge, right? I always recommend to pick a product that is already validated by organic marketing to go ahead and then throw it onto TikTok shop, right? 9 out of 10 times, this always works. So it's a simple search term to optimize your For You page to find these type of products, right? This is the whole basis behind the burner method. So if you want to go ahead and start the burner method, all you're really going to have to do is start a brand new account, whether it's on TikTok or on Instagram, and optimize its For You page to show you winning products. And so what you want to really do here is search simple search terms to optimize the For You page, right? So what you can go ahead and do here is search up Amazon made me buy it, gifts for a boyfriend, gifts for her, and you're going to see a whole bunch of different videos with these hashtags. And usually these are drop shippers, e-com people that are running products on these organic platforms. And so what you want to do is go ahead and like, comment, save the videos, and show the algorithm that you want to see more of this, right? This is the whole basis behind the burner method. And so after 20 to 30 minutes on your For You page, right, it should be relatively optimized, okay? Sometimes it might take a little bit longer, but really what we're doing here is we're just engaging with all these product videos to show the algorithm that we want to see more of it, all right? So this is how we really find validation through viral videos on our burner, right? So let's say you found a video. For this instance, we're going to go ahead and use this as an example. Let's say you were scrolling on your burner and you saw this product right here. And so with this type of product, I'll be like, okay, it's pretty cool. There's a wow factor to it, right? It's a mini little pixel play or a like retro gaming console. And so what I would go ahead and do is look for demand. So this is exactly what I'm looking for, right? These type of comments right here. Where can I order one? I want one. This is really nice. I need this for my son, right? This is what you would go ahead and call demand. And so with this data here, I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, okay, there's obvious demand for this product. This is a really good signal. But another thing that we want to look out for is a very strong wow factor, right? We are working off explosive marketing. So when you do organic and you're working on TikTok Shop, or you're even just doing normal drop shipping, the one main thing I would say to people is like, how can we stop the scroll, right? And usually you stop a scroll by showing a really cool product. And so this is going to be a very good example of what I mean by this. If you take a look right here, it's the same product. And just take a look at the market.
The Arcade Boy has the perfect size with enough length and girth to comfortably fit in your pocket. And it's impressive enough for all your friends to want to play with it all day long. But for all you sneaky ninjas that still aren't satisfied with the look of the console, we even added special joystick covers to give it even more of a sleek look. So get yours now in our bio.
Right, so obviously we're seeing a lot of wow factor from just the pure cinematic concept that we saw here, right? Very good visuals, lots of hand movements, transitions, but not only that, right? We're seeing a very good product being shown at its full capacity, right? So it's showing all the different games that the console comes with, as well as him actually playing it. And so this is gonna be like, wow, you know, anyone that sees this that remotely is a gamer and is in the gaming niche is gonna see this and be like, wow, this is pretty damn cool, right? Not only the concept, you know, really stood out here, but also the main product, which is 80% of the work here, guys, right? So at the end of the day, we want to find a good product with not only demand, but a very big wow factor that we can go ahead and stop that scroll, right? But most importantly, something that people really never talk about is the niche, right? Is the niche big enough to be able to supply us with demand, right? Is this niche big enough to supply us with sales? And so this is going to be our main validator to run on TikTok Shop, right? It's going to be strong demand, strong wow factor, but also a very big passionate niche that will actually buy this type of product. Okay. So now that we have these key 3 things here, we're going to go ahead and double check on something called Kalo Data to see real data on the sales, right? So Kalo Data is a software that somebody really smart created to see how much money a product on TikTok Shop is currently making, okay? And so if I go ahead and take a look right here, I went ahead and searched up the retro video game handheld console. And in the last 30 days, right, this seller here made about $80,000 in revenue. Okay. And so with this data, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, this is pretty darn good. And so if we go ahead and take a look here at the link, so we'll even go ahead and check this live. So if I go on Kalo Data right here, I opened up a tab to this exact screenshot. You guys can go ahead and take a look for yourselves. I'm doing a quick little refresh. And in the last 30 days, this product made $74,300 with over 1,000 items sold. And so not only am I getting validation from, you know, Kalo Data and real analytical data that you guys are seeing here, but I'm also getting validation from the demand, the strong wow factor, and the big niche of gamers. Okay, so this is going to be very important data to go ahead and decide what you're going to want to do with this product, right? And for sure I would run something like this. And so now the next step, right, is going to be sourcing the product for cheap. Okay. And so if you guys take a look right here, I went ahead and screenshotted this off of Alibaba, right? These Chinese manufacturers that go ahead and make the product from scratch and sell it at the real pricing, right? Factory pricing. And so as you guys can see right here, the cost of goods is only $16. All right. So it's extremely inexpensive to source from the manufacturers. And so this guy is probably sourcing for $16, putting it up for retail for only $50 and profiting $34, right? Like $50 for a whole entire game console with over 10,000 games, 15,000 games, whatever, is super valuable, but he's still able to profit $30 to maybe $40 depending on how much stock he's buying. And so piggybacking off of buying stock, it's really important that we go ahead and order anywhere from 200 to 500 units in the beginning to really start our testing phase, right? We want to make sure that, you know, this is going to be something that's going to be long-term and actually get us real sales, right? So I usually like to start with 200. I would only go with 500 units if I'm really like certain that this is going to be a banger product. Maybe, you know, I ran it organically, or maybe I ran it through just traditional drop shipping and I saw a lot of proof of concept, then I'd go ahead and buy 500 off the bat, because most of the time that's going to go ahead and convert on TikTok Shop Seller, right? Like 9 out of 10 times, right? And so, you know, the more you buy, obviously the cheaper you're going to be able to get the product, but it's also really important, guys, to go ahead and buy something called a sample. The reason why we want to have a sample in hand is to actually do the marketing ourselves in the beginning of the account. And I'll talk a little bit more about this, but remember, not only do we need the inventory, but we need the sample. And the reason we need inventory, guys, is because, right, TikTok Shop requires 3-day handling time. Okay, so you can't really drop ship on TikTok Shop, unfortunately, as of today, because of this requirement. And so this is why we do need to get stock. Okay, guys. Now, starting as a seller, okay, this is what really matters, right? Is actually, how do we start selling it as a seller? How do we start selling the product as a seller, right? And as you guys can see right here, this is just one listing that I found, and this guy was able to sell 53 1,000 of these retro game consoles, all right, these handheld game consoles here, and he made a whopping $2.5 million in sales just from finding proof of concept from organic marketing or even drop shipping marketing, just normal marketing that you're seeing either on Meta or just traditional organic. And he basically just saw this and was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and drop it onto TikTok Shop. And this is what I'm saying, guys. This is exactly what I'm saying here. Like, if there's proof of concept already from organic marketing videos that you're seeing on your For You page that are going viral and showing a lot of demand in a very passionate niche that also has a lot of wow factor, it's going to sell on TikTok Shop, guys. Okay. So going back to our checklist, right? Not only did we sign up for TikTok Shop Seller, we found a winning product, we ordered inventory and a sample. Now we have to go ahead and start recording the videos in-house. Okay. And what I mean by this, right, is you're going to have to start posting the videos organically yourself on your TikTok page to start the account. Okay. So TikTok has something called a honeymoon phase. And so what I mean by this is that in the beginning, TikTok wants to go ahead and, build some trust with you. And you pretty much have to take care of the marketing yourself for at least 10 to 20 videos. And you want to build some momentum, because not only are you going to build credibility to the account, you're going to start going viral. People are going to start demanding the product, but you're also able to motivate potential affiliates to work with you. So when you go ahead and do your reach out, be like, hey, nice to meet you, Nikki. We want to go ahead and, invest in you and have you, onboard the team to work for us and start making some content, and we'll give you a percentage. When they go ahead and do their little due diligence and investigating on the brand, they're going to go ahead and see all those viral videos and be like, oh, damn, like this guy's going to go ahead and make me money. He's already going viral. There's a lot of demand, and I'm going to want to join his team, right? So that's the whole reason why we want to do the marketing ourselves just in the beginning, to show potential affiliates and to really build up the account. Okay. And so what you want to do here to really do this correctly is copy winning concepts from that burner that we went ahead and made, right? So let's say that we found the product on our burner. What you want to go ahead and do now is just copy those videos that went viral organically and just run them as TikTok Shop videos, right? And so this is really going to give you proof of concept, but also, right, once we have that proof of concept and we built that momentum, we want to start leveraging TikTok Shop affiliates, right? This is the whole reason why we're doing this, is so we can go ahead and remove ourselves from the business instead of working in it and slaving every single day, to really focusing on working on it and delegating this whole process to people that know exactly what they're doing, right? They're getting paid for this. This is their whole entire living. And so ideally, what we'd want to do here is, you as the brand owner, you're going to go ahead and reach out to, let's say in this instance, 5 different affiliates, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this case scenario, let's say that each affiliate here, okay, is making about 3 different videos on a daily basis, right? So that's about 15 videos every single day. And it really only takes one video to absolutely go viral to make you a lot of money. Okay. I made a whopping $30,000 just from one video that only one of my affiliates made. Okay. And I have about 10. And so really what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm throwing stuff at the wall until something sticks, because it really does take one video for you to completely revolutionize your whole entire brand, right? For me, it was like that one video that blew up. It got over 4 million views on my TikTok Shop. And that one video generated me over $40,000. Okay. And that was just from one singular affiliate. And so that's the whole thing here, right? We're just playing the volume game until we find proof of concept from that viral video to then make different iterations of that video and show our other affiliates, right? And so it's really important that you just keep testing until you find something that works. And a perfect example of this, guys, is going to be my buddy Joey inside of Full Stack Ecom. He hit a $500,000 Q4. As you guys can see, he did over $330,000 just on TikTok Shop. The other was on Amazon, and he absolutely crushed it because he had an army of affiliates consistently making videos for him, right? Also, this is Elias all the way from France. He just did a $60,000 month in February with me, and he's 20 years old, right? Harper's 19, Elias is 20 years old. And so that's the thing, guys. Not only are we using the power of TikTok Shop, but we're using the power of Shopify and drop shipping here to create this ultimate flywheel, right? I think it's really important to be able to make as much different income streams as possible to build overall equity of a brand. And so this is why I personally like to do not only TikTok Shop Seller, but, Shopify, running Meta ads, and, running also organic marketing with every single platform that I'm doing. Because typically, you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, and this really just compounds into this ultimate flywheel of just money, right? And so this is exactly what I teach inside of Full Stack Ecom. You guys can go ahead and apply in the description below below if you are interested in working one-on-one with me. This is an actual mentorship where you can go ahead and book calls with me personally to see how I'm going to go ahead and help you with your businesses, right? All right, so the next thing I want to cover here is sending out free samples to affiliates to actually get content, right? So typically the whole structure works like this. Usually you find an affiliate and you pay them anywhere from 10 upwards to 30% depending on your margins. For this instance, we're gonna go ahead and just assume this is a 10% cut for the affiliate. So what I would do is go ahead and send them a free sample of the Game Boy and be like, hey, nice to meet you, Crystal. Hope all is well. We want to go ahead and onboard you as a affiliate creator. We want to give you 10% of all earnings, profit, right? And, in return, we want some content, right? And so this is how we go ahead and sign our first ever affiliates, right? We give them some sort of cut and we also send out a free sample. So usually, let's say, for this instance, Crystal went ahead and made 10 videos for us, reviewing the product and showing it to her followers and, adding that TikTok shop link right here to go ahead and check out, right? Let's say she posted 10 viral videos and one of those videos went absolutely viral, okay, and generated about $20,000 in sales. So 2,000 of that would be for the affiliate and 18,000 of those sales would be for me, right? So let's say the cost of goods to actually fulfill on these orders is $6,000. We're actually keeping $11,000 in gross profit. So as you guys can see, we're running a very high profit business here. And this is why I love TikTok Shop Seller, because it's all organic marketing. We're not usually having to pump any sort of ad spend unless you're doing GMV max, and you're able to keep so much money. And, I love more profit. Who doesn't, right? That's the whole reason why I do TikTok Shop Seller and really just organic marketing in general. Okay, but how do we actually find the best affiliates, right? So there's two different ways here. It's going to be Kalo Data Sniping and niche reach out. All right, so let's look at our top competitors with over 1,000 units sold, right? This is assuming that you're on Kalo Data, and as you guys can see, we already covered this guy, but he had over 1,400 units sold just in 30 days, right? And so what you're going to want to do here is take a look at all the creators that he worked with, right? This is the power of Kalo Data, is that it shows you all of the affiliates that are working for this guy. And it's insane, right? So you guys can see that Deal Hunter made the guy $20,000 in revenue. This Bennett guy made him 17K. And we can go ahead and start reaching out to these guys ourselves if we wanted to go ahead and run the same product as him or a different product in the same niche. So not only is Kalo Data really good to really pinpoint certain products, but also give you proof of concept of the niche itself, right? So if you wanted to go ahead and maybe introduce a different, handheld console that isn't a Game Boy, but is actually like a 3DS, then bro, you can go ahead and do that and just reach out to these guys because they already know how to market that sort of product, right? And so this is why it's super important to just read the data and take a look at all the creators that this guy pretty much works with, okay? And one little last thing I want to touch on here is niche reach out, right? So what I mean by this is like you're optimizing the For You page for the niche that you're targeting, and naturally the For You page is just going to show you a whole bunch of creators that are making videos under the gaming niche. And so this could be a whole entire, reach out list of people that you can go ahead and DM, be like, hey, we're reaching out from, R36S. We want to go ahead and onboard you as an affiliate. We'll offer you insane commission, and we'll also give you a free sample. And all we ask is just for some videos, right? And so you can go ahead and just optimize that For You page to just find potential affiliates. So not only can you do Kalo Data Sniping, which is what most people do, but you can also do that niche reach out, which does take a little bit more time, but you might be able to find that diamond in the rough affiliate that is super untapped, that is willing to take a really low commission and just blow up instantly, because these guys are going to probably ask for a lot of money since so many people are probably reaching out to them, okay? And so now, with that being said, we're going to be focusing on TikTok Shop style of content with these affiliates, right? So it's going to be a little bit different compared to the traditional organic marketing that we saw earlier in the video, right? With those crazy edits. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean by this.
Catch you doing this while at work. I snuck it into my backpack.
But you better believe I'm playing this puppy while I'm at work. Hopefully I don't get caught.
This thing is so cool though. A little handheld console with about 16,000 different games you can play. And just for quick reference, this is the K36 console. It does come in 3 different colors. I just got the standard black. Here's just some of the product parameters. Here's some of the basic controls. You got some joysticks, just basic controls there.
So you guys get the gist here, right? It's super organic marketing. This guy's literally just in his car, bro, talking about the product on like his break. It's just kind of crazy to me that this even goes viral, but you guys can go ahead and see how much like TikTok pushes out this style of content because he's doing TikTok Shop. Like if you were just to do like let's say you were just posting on like Instagram and you posted something like this, bro, it's getting like 1 view, right? But because you're on TikTok Shop, they favor you that much more. So this is exactly what I mean by like affiliate style of marketing. It's just very organic, very raw, and you're usually seeing someone's face talking about the product. And so this is just like a crazy example. Another example here that's a little bit more geared towards like Gen Z people is this one right here, where he kind of shows off the games. But even then, it's very crappy
gaming
quality.
console,
This
because
guy's
right
literally
now
filming
it's on the
like
biggest
in
sales
his
the
room.
entire year for
No
Black
crazy
Friday.
backgrounds,
On this
no
thing, you
crazy
get
hand
over
movements.
15,000 total retro
It's just him
games,
talking about
and
the
there's
games. So yeah, you guys can see a clear difference in the marketing style when you really start with TikTok affiliate. Like, it's just really natural. It's very organic. It's not like so like crazy with the cuts and the editing like we saw earlier with the AI voice. Like, yes, that does work and you can go ahead and run with that style of content. But with your affiliates, I would go ahead and just really run something like this that's very organic, and it just really seems to be working. This works so much better for me compared to like those crazy edited videos. So it's almost like the shittier the video looks, the better. And so this affiliate right here generated a total of $19,000 in revenue from that one video, right? With only 1.4 million views. And so statistically, right, this is essentially converting at like $10,000 per million views, which is absolutely insane considering the fact that this was only one singular affiliate. Okay. And so if we go back to our checklist here, guys, we went ahead and signed up for TikTok Shop Seller. We found a winning product and validated product. We went ahead and ordered inventory. We got a sample ourselves to start recording in-house videos in the beginning to really, show TikTok that we're going to go ahead and, be legitimate and build some momentum to then show the creators that, hey, listen, this is already getting views. You're going to be making a lot of money. And that's when we go ahead and finally onboard them to our team, right? So we went ahead and went through the full entire checklist. And so here's what's going to happen after 90 days of actually following this process, this system, right? TikTok will be fully set up. You'll have a data proven product. You'll have affiliates posting videos daily for you. You'll be spending 2 to 3 hours a day managing fulfillment and affiliates. Like, that's really all I do at my stage, where I'm really just spending 2 to 3 hours a day on this. And lastly, you're going to be making anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, even $50,000 per month consistently with this system that I went ahead and showed you. And your main constraint here is going to be stock, right? With that brand that I showed you guys earlier, this one right here, the reason that we fell short in December is because we actually ran out of stock, right? As you guys can see, we did a total of 210 orders, right? I ordered 200 just to test the product, and first month I blew it out of the water, right? And so that's what I mean by this. It's really important to, buy enough stock to be able to make more money, right? But in the beginning, right, you're testing, and you really don't want to risk much. So that's the thing. You only want to order anywhere from 2 to maybe 500 if you really have conviction on the product. And in this case scenario, you guys can go ahead and see that now I have to just go ahead and order more stock. So now I got 1,000 units coming, and I'm going to be able to make even more money from this proof of concept. Okay. And so if you guys want to go ahead and learn this directly from me, you guys can go ahead and take a look at the first link in the description to apply to join Full Stack Ecom, which is my one-on-one mentorship. And as you guys can see right here, these are some of the testimonials that I have for some of my students that joined. We have Mark here. He went from doing $10,000 in 13 days to 124K in just 2 months. These are all testimonials that you guys can go ahead and watch on my YouTube. We also have Harper here, $33,000 in 30 days. Now he's doing $60,000 in 4 days, like I showed you guys earlier in the video. Also, Mark doing $33,000 in a single month at 18, and even Pedro doing $25,000 in one singular month as a 17-year-old in high school. And so you guys can go ahead and take a look for yourselves, right? We're inside of the wins channel of Full Stack Ecom. We have Zyda here doing $8,000 in a week. Granted, it's March 4th. This was 2 days ago. This is Mark also starting the month off strong, hitting a 2.8K day 1st of March. And these are all going to be the results from February. February was a massive month for us. We did a total of $500,000 in total revenue across all students. So we have people hitting their first ever $10,000 month. We even have students doing their first 1K day, their first ever sale. This is Elias all the way from France. I mentioned him earlier in the video. He did a $15,000 day all the way from France at 20 years old. We also have Harper here, 2 new products that he posted for, first ever day of launching $800, second day of launching 2.5K on a Shopify store. Ivan hitting his first ever sale with organic marketing. Lachey too. Jeff hitting his first ever 2K month. Damien hitting his first ever sale. He said he feels like Tony Montana. We even have Cdim here hitting his first ever sale, as well as Mark crushing it 2.5K day. He also broke a curse of hitting 1K day for like 7 days straight, and he finally broke it. Elias 5.3K day, and it just goes on and on and on. We even have Jaden here hitting his first ever $10,000 in a single month with organic marketing after doing the business model for almost a year and seeing no results. So as you guys can see, everyone in here is absolutely crushing it. And so if you guys are serious about joining, you guys can go ahead and take a look at the first link in the description to apply and learn directly from me. All right. So if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, go ahead and give me some feedback. I could scroll forever and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.